What's up, everybody? My name is Scott Waters, and welcome to No Life Till Metal. It's time for a No Life Till Metal Records and Graphic Services update. Going to start off with No Life Till Metal Records. Super excited. The first standalone release is out on CD. This is the album, self-titled album from Primal. Primal features members of V8, Hyrax, Heretic, Deliverance. Trying to think of who else. The drummer was formerly in Hyrax. The guitar player is Glenn Rogers, who's been in several bands: Hyrax, Heretic, Deliverance. He was actually one of the founding members of Vengeance back in the day. Steel Vengeance as well. The guy's, to me, is a riff master and one of the greats from the '80s heavy metal scene. And he recorded and wrote a good portion of the songs on here, at least half, if not more, of the songs on here. But just solid heavy metal, power metal, pushing a little bit towards speed metal at times, very melodic vocals. I'm going to go ahead and try and put a clip of this in so you guys can check it out right here. There you go. That was a little bit of Primal. That song was called Wisdom, which is one of my favorites on the album. This is now available if you go to NoLifeTillMetalRecords.com. It's available there. I believe it's $11.99 on CD. This one will not be pressed to vinyl that I'm aware of, at least not right now. We just got way too much on our plate to release any more vinyl this year. We have so much vinyl coming out. But that's the next thing. The next release on No Life Till Metal Records, first vinyl standalone release. This is Banshees Mindslave. This is the insert that's going to be inside the record, so you're getting kind of a preview of what what's coming. This is the insert that's going to be inside the record. These always have to be pressed and ready to go when we send to the factory, unless the factory's printing it, which we print these ourselves. We send those with our order to get things printed, so those are at the factory in California getting vinyl pressed. We also have printed in advance some promo copies on CD for promotional use only of Banshees Mindslave. Banshee is doing a concert in March, and they will have these at their table for sale if anybody's interested. Otherwise, these promo copies are only going out for reviews and stuff, and there's only a handful printed. However, when the vinyl is available, this I can't remember what month we said it was coming out. I'll let you guys know when it's closer. But when the vinyl is available, there'll be 50 of these, and the first 50 pre-orders on vinyl will get a free promo copy on CD as well. And there also will be full CDs with a full 12-page booklet and all that kind of things as well. So again, very excited about those first two standalone releases on my own label, No Life Till Metal Records. And people keep asking me, you have your own label? I'm partners with Bill Bafford. So Bill is my partner in No Life Till Metal, and I do all the graphics and whatnot, and he actually takes care of the where we get the albums pressed and all that kind of stuff. And we do all this stuff together, so we work together on everything. But anyhow, this one to explain that it's just not me. There's other people involved, and because I keep getting other people saying, "Hey, man, sign my band," and I don't mind listening to demos and whatnot and checking out bands. But it's not my decision alone. I have a partner, so and we're equal partners in that. And if he wants to sign something, he lets me know, and vice versa. So, and many of you might know that Rocks Records is also owned by Bill Bafford. And right now, my No Life Till Metal Records store is actually in Rocks Records store. It won't stay there. Eventually it'll be its own once we get it moved in and there's more stock. I mean, basically right now there's 4 things for sale on there. Soon there'll be t-shirts and other albums for sale, and once those things are available, then we'll have our own separate store just for No Life Till Metal Records. But Rocks Records update. Rocks has several things coming out. First of all, this is the Terraphobia coming out on vinyl for the first time, and I believe releasing for the first time in the US. This was only released in Australia before, but this is, what's the word I'm looking for? Superb, brutal death metal. And I know the word brutal gets thrown around a lot when it comes to death metal, but it really is brutal. And it's not just, you know, Cookie Monster vocals and the same old thing. These guys have melody. They've got everything going on for them. I really, really like this album. Of course, the band was formed and is basically Mick Jelinek. I'm sorry, I'm going to try one more time. Mick Jelinek, who was in Mortification for several years, and this is his, you know, own project now. But anyhow, this is actually available on the Rocks website now. If you're interested in it, like I said, this is the next release from Rocks on vinyl. This is part of their Underground series, so you got Rocks Underground series number 8. Some people love this packaging, some don't, but it comes in that wraparound sleeve. And this is actually the test pressing. I don't have the final version yet, although I will be getting a final version in the mail very shortly. I think I'm going to do a live opening of that Rocks package when it comes, which is, I think it's coming this coming week. So, but yeah, it's, you know, this is the cover here, and as you can see, it wraps around. The cover was actually designed by Mick and his wife, and then I did all the other graphics for, you know, the layout and all that kind of stuff for this. And I know some people like this; they think it's a unique sort of packaging. I know some people don't. The people who don't seem to say that they don't like it because it doesn't give the record enough production. Well, honestly, the reason we do these is because in order to press only 150, this is the only way it can be done. To print regular sleeves for 150 run, we have to actually pay for 500. Regardless if we print, you know, 25 records or 500 records, they make us pay for 500 sleeves. So we do these kind of sleeves. What I've done to protect my records is I've just bought blank black sleeves, which you can get on Amazon, or, you know, a lot of record stores sell this kind of thing, and I put my records in the sleeves. Like I said, test press. This was at Rainbow out in California, and then I stick the sleeves in here like so. Voila. Protected record. And we've made these to wrap around a sleeve like that. So that's how I do it. So there you go. I mean, if it's really a concern, it's just the way I do it. Matter of fact, there's also a series on Retroactive Records, which you guys know I also do work for, and they have a similar style of wraparound 150 runs. Matter of fact, I have one right here. This is going to be coming out. This is way early for this one because this one's not even in production yet, other than the covers right here, which you see. But again, these are made, and if you don't know if you can see or not, but there is a spine on these, and again, these are made to wrap around a cover just like this. So I buy those black covers and use them for these as well. So a little bit of advanced notice on this one. Armageddon, the Money Mask, fantastic heavy metal, and it features what is his name? The drummer from Raven and Pentagram. Dang it, slipping my mind for some reason. Anyhow, they got John Gallagher, Mark Gallagher, and gosh, I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Got to be on here somewhere. It's gonna drive me it's gonna drive me crazy not to remember who the drummer is on this album, because I mean, as soon as I see it, I'll be like, duh. But Joe Hasselvander, Joe has no bladder, as they proclaimed it in the beginning of Raven days with him. But yeah, Joe Hasselvander was the drummer on this, Joe being from Raven and Pentagram fame. But yeah, this is just solid, straightforward heavy metal, Judas Priest inspired stuff. Great album. But this will be coming out later this year on Retroactive. So back to Rocks. Yeah, this is the, I showed you the cover, showed you the test pressing. yeah, moving on. So that's number 8 in the Underground series. Number 9 in the Underground series is Final Prophecy. Early 90s thrash, kind of like the Consecrator, which is also part of this series. Great thrash. If you like the Consecrator, chances are you're going to like Final Prophecy as well. A little more raw than Consecrator is. Consecrator was real precise, almost like a Believer. Final Prophecy are more raw, almost like early Vengeance Rising. As a matter of fact, they do a cover of a Burn on here, which is a Vengeance cover. And the vinyl has a track number 8, which is called Satan, and that's only on this vinyl version. We're also releasing a full CD version, which is like an anthology of all Final Prophecy stuff and demos, and that's coming out as well. This is a test pressing again, and this will be coming out later this year on Rocks. Test pressing sounds great, looks great. As you can see, the cover art, again, one of those wraparound covers. I'll take it out of the wrapper real quick so I can show you guys the inside. It's got the, you know, the old school thrash metal collage of photos. The band wanted the black and white photo look, so very cool looking stuff. Great new. I don't know if anybody knows this band, but if you know their old demo, this face and the little sparkly eyes you see there was actually the front cover of one of their demos. That same face, that same, I don't know, zombie looking face. And then number 10 in the series, this is Soldier. Many of you guys might remember these guys. They were fairly well known out in California. They played in a lot of the big clubs. They were opened up for, you know, a lot of big bands. They were fairly well known out there. They released an album on their own called Babylon back in 1988, was it? I think it was. Anyhow, or 87 or somewhere in that area. But anyhow, it was never released on vinyl. It was only ever released on cassette tape. So Rocks is releasing it on vinyl. Right here, the full Babylon album. Again, part of the Rock series. This is number 10. Another wraparound cover, which I will show you the inside as well. So there you go, another collage of stuff. You can see a bunch of different flyers and whatnot. This is also getting released as a CD, as a 2 CD set, I believe, with just about everything they've ever released on there, and a ton of more photos and, you know, memorabilia, stuff like that. But yeah, these guys have opened for tons of other bands. Here, as a matter of fact, you can see some on here. Here's Soldier and Y&T at the Omni. Here is Soldier and Riot at the Ballroom. Soldier and Vane at Music Works. Soldier and Baron Cross, the Ballroom. Soldier with Kid Blue at the Light Room. So yeah, like I said, very popular. Melodic stuff, but heavier stuff. So, you know, it's kind of like early Dokken, in my opinion. That kind of has that sound where it's got that, you know, commercial edge and the melodic vocals and all the melody you want from that 80s heavy metal, but it's also got an edge, you know. It's not like Poison where it's ultra poppy. It definitely has that heavy metal edge to it. So great record. It sounds awesome on vinyl. Also going to be released on CD, like I said. Different cover on the CD. Both covers designed by the band. This is very similar to the original cassette cover, but it has been reworked a little bit by the band. So there you go. Rocks Records, Rocks Underground Series number 10. Also coming out on Rocks. These are not part of the Underground Series. These are full runs, full records, full covers with inserts. This is Christovox. So some of you remember Christovox. They were a great melodic heavy metal band. And I did do all the artwork for this one, except for the front cover, which we're using the original cover for this. This is one of the inserts. So again, this one's off in production. When I have more, I'll show you pictures of more. Always love the cover art on this one. It's a picture of a dove in coming down in like this old cathedral-style church, and there's a piano and a guitar there. It's a very nicely painted cover. And then, of course, this is their second album, The Bottom Line, Christovox 2, The Bottom Line. And this album is also in production, their second album. This album was a little heavier than the first one, in my opinion. Had a few guest artists on here. See if I can. I'm pretty sure I put them on here. George Ochoa from Deliverance. Recon plays on here. Jamie Rowe of Guardian fame actually does some vocals in the song No Boundaries. But yeah, just another great record from them. And this was actually their last full-length album. This would have been, what, 92, 93 this came out, I think. But regardless, it's I redid the cover for this one because the original cover was, well, there wasn't much to it. So we took the feel of the original cover and we made it more metal, more what the band was looking for. and that'll be coming out very shortly as well on Roxx Records. And I think they will also be released on CD. I know they will be also released on CD, so if you're looking for the CD, they'll also be remastered and released on CD. Okay, skipping over to Retroactive Records, tons of stuff working for them. I literally finished up 8 different CD layouts for them, uploaded them to the factory already, so those are all in production. So you've got albums coming from, all 3 albums from the band's Prodigal, 80 pop rock band Prodigal. For the first time ever on CD, Lloyd Boldman, which is a Christian contemporary artist who's also in Prodigal. 2 releases from Daniel Band, and I don't have those to show you yet, but they will be coming soon. With, again, full 12-page booklets and liner notes from the band and photos that the band provided and all that kind of fun stuff. And then I'm trying to think who else there was, a couple more on CDs. So they've got a ton of CDs. If you go to let's see, retroactiverecords.com or boonsoverstock.com, either one of those places will get you to see all the new releases they've got coming out on CD. And then on vinyl, they have the new Seventh Angel releases. Now this is actual finished product. Unfortunately, it's not coming out for another month or so. For whatever reason, the factory delivered these early because they have all 3 Seventh Angel albums coming out at the same time. But I just had to show this off and show how gorgeous this came out. The front cover's been restored and slightly altered from the original. I made the logo white and enlarged it a little bit and made the Torment a little bigger and centered it and some other things like that. But I also, this cover art was done by Rodney Matthews, and Rodney provided us with the original scans from the original paintings. So these actually look sharper and better than the original 1990 release back when it originally came out on vinyl. This is not a scan from another record, which I had to do in past, or I've even had to do scans from CDs and get them up to record size. But this is the original art, and this thing just looks fantastic. I'm so blown away with how good this looks. Again, you got the inserts inside, which I think I might have showed you in a past video, but let me actually show you again. So here is the collage. This is a thrash album, and there's something about those old thrash collages that us collectors seem to love. I know I do. This collage is actually laid on the ground, and if you look really closely in a couple spots, you can see little pieces and bits of the carpet showing through. Laid on the ground at Ian Arkley's house, and he just took all these things, put them on the ground, laid them out, and took a photo, a giant photo for this. So this is not laid out by me electronically. This is an actual collage made by guitarist, vocalist Ian Arkley, and there you go. And then the back side, of course, is the lyrics and some liner notes about the album, also from Ian Arkley. So I'm very excited about that one, but check out the vinyl. Retroactive's decided to start doing nothing but full color center rings, no more black and white. He just doesn't like the way they look, and I think sometimes they actually look good, but I understand. Wait till you see this. My goodness, that looks awesome. Orange vinyl. It's got this almost fiery look to it. It's got orange and reds and a little bit of yellows in it, and the center ring is full color, and it's got custom center rings on both sides. So absolutely gorgeous. It sounds fantastic. Remastered by Rob Caldwell in Texas. Rob did a fantastic job. I guarantee you, and nobody's going to complain about the sound on this. It sounds fantastic. The orange vinyl is the only vinyl. There is no short run of black. Unfortunately, 'cause like I said before, I like the black vinyl, but it's also a very short run. I believe there's only 300 pressed of this album, and this is a single album, unlike the next 2 that I'm going to show. Unfortunately, I don't have the final albums on these. I only have test pressings to show you, so I don't have the actual covers. But this is the second album, Lament for the Weary. Now, wait till you see this cover when it comes out. This cover was hand painted by Rodney Matthews again, who's a classic artist. And again, he sent me brand new scans of the original artwork, and it looks, I'm telling you, 100 times better than the release that came out on Edge Music in 1991, I believe it came out. That cover had kind of a tint to it, and it wasn't right. And I know even Ian Arkley, because him and I spoke quite a bit on Messenger, said he was unhappy with how the color came out, and he sent me a snapshot of the original, which he still owned at his house. And yeah, the color just wasn't there. So when you see the new one, it's all redone from the original painting. It's just fantastic. This is a 2-album set. I believe this one is on blue vinyl. Of course, like I said, I only have the test pressing. This one is being pressed at Erica Records. You can see the Erica centering there. Again, it sounds fantastic. It's already been approved. Again, it comes with an insert. Once again, all period relevant stuff. Once again, laid on a carpet by Ian Arkley and photographed and sent to me, and then I, brightened it up and made it work for printing. Got some photos here, lyrics, and again, you've got liner notes by Ian Arkley. On top of that, if you do the pre-order for all 3 records, you also get the insert, the band photo insert for this album, and you'll get another insert for the next one I'm going to show. So anyhow, Lament for the Weary, as I recall, it was 1991 was it originally released? I'm pretty sure I put that information on there. I think it's on the back cover, actually. Yep, 1991. So I'm excited about that. I love that record. I love this record. Lament for the Weary is a classic UK heavy metal, thrash metal release. And finally, this is Dust of Years. This is, again, the test pressing, not the actual cover art. This one is not Rodney Matthews. This one was released many, many years, decades actually, after their first 2 albums. Again, test pressing. This is the insert that comes with it. Lyric sheets with artwork that matches the cover. If you do the pre-order for everything, that you also end up getting a second insert. This one doesn't come standard with the album. It only comes with the pre-orders, with liner notes for all 3 albums and a band photo on one side, all by Ian Arkley, and then another collage of, mostly, it's actually no photos this time, it's all flyers and memorabilia, CD covers, and those kind of things. So this is a bonus that you get for pre-ordering on the Boone's Overstock website. And I think it's only for the first 100 pre-orders, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty exciting though. I'm a huge fan of Seventh Angel, UK band, and I'm super excited these are coming out on vinyl. This one's never been released on vinyl before, and the other 2 were released on vinyl back in the early 90s, only in the UK, never released in the US. So these are first time releases in the US. So there you go. There's a few other vinyl albums coming out that I've helped with for Brutal Planet Records as well. I'm working with, and if you go to Boone's Overstock, they also carry Brutal Planet stuff, and there's a few new releases there as well. So much stuff I'm working on, and it's just so exciting to me. I love doing this stuff. So anyhow, I also want to show off the while I'm at it, Andy Borders' Tales of the Dead Wax. Got my copy here. Very cool. I haven't read it yet. I'm looking forward to reading it. I've got it in plastic because it's important. Very cool. I've seen this behind almost every VC member and behind him, and I'm so glad that people are supporting Andy, and he's a cool cat and a friend of mine. So that's it. Thank you for watching. This is kind of a longer No Light to Metal update, but I appreciate y'all watching. I will leave links to the Rocks Productions and the No Light to Metal records and Boone's Overstock for you to check out. So that's it. God bless. Stay strong.